Here.
Phil, what do you want us to do with the mute cases?
We will read them in as moot and moot complied.
Okay, let's do that right away. Okay, 2121 Earp Street.
The first thing we're going to do is, I believe,
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Mr. James.
Yeah, we hear
Speaks-
you.
So Debbie, we're doing nunc pro tunc late appeals first, no? At the end, okay.
You should send a better picture.
That what you said, we're doing them at the end?
Send a better picture of this. Sales sheet, a picture.
Can't hear you, Deb, you're on mute.
Okay, so what am I giving to the machinist?
These three pictures.
We're gonna do the moot complied
Ready?
first.
1, 2, 3.
We're gonna do them first. Let's do it.
Each one.
Who's ever talking, please be quiet.
Really need as fast as possible. Skip breakfast. See, tell them, see
Mute
anything.
yourself.
Mike, you have to mute. Thank you.
Mute. Okay,
You did.
all right, let's go. 2121 Earth Street. Let's read it into the file, Deb. Into the
Okay,
record.
so the recording's on. So this is BBS hearing for Thursday, March 20th. So our first moot complied case to read into the record is MI 2025-000901 for 2121 Earp Street. Jack Cohen is the appellant. Moot complied.
Okay. Complied.
And then we have next on the list is MI 2025-000902 for 4144 Manayunk Avenue. Paul Bieber
Okay.
is the appellant. We have
And he
MI
complied.
20, moot complied, sorry.
Mhm.
MI 2025-000905 for 1250 South 45th Street for Shane Struthers Thompson and Margaret Struthers. Moot complied.
Okay, but it says here, will be attending?
So the person who called the office last week said that she was going to be attending the hearing.
Well, there's no need for her to be at the
There's a
hearing. if
couple,
it's-
there are a couple, few people here for their cases, so I'm not quite sure, if they're
Well,
here.
is it mute or is it not mute?
No, they're moot complied. These cases
Okay.
I'm reading are moot complied. So
Okay,
that means the violations have been closed.
okay, fine.
Last
All
one
right.
is MI 2025-000906 for 2117 Oakford Street, Keenan Barnes. Moot complied.
Okay, all right, Deb, or Ted and Amy, we agree to that?
Agreed.
Agreed?
I'm married.
I agree too. Okay, fine. All right.
Mr. Barnes is in the hearing room
Okay,
for Oakford Street.
okay.
Do you have a question, Mr. Barnes?
No, sir. No.
Okay. So your case is complied. You'll receive a decision letter in the mail referencing that.
Mr. Barnes, you didn't actually have to come today to waste your time. It was mute. You didn't have to come.
Oh, all right. They said that. Okay, so I'm done.
You're
Okay.
good. You'll receive
All
it,
right.
you'll receive a decision letter. You complied to what was done. It's over. Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, no problem, bud. All right. Okay. All right, Shane Struthers Thompson, that's also a mute thing. Are they in attendance? Oh.
Oh.
Is Shane here?
My mother, she's on her way, she'll be here momentarily.
Okay, do you guys have any questions? Because you complied to what was needed to be done. It's mute. There's no reason to be here.
Well, so she's on her way. She'll be here momentarily. I'm her grandson and son. But when it comes to this, we were looking at the violations, and number one, those violations were not caused by anything she had done. It was the adjacent property owner. So they were looking to resolve the culpability for, those issues happening where L and I dropped the ball to allow those violations to happen in the first place. And then now nothing was done to them and apparently they're getting removed. So.
Okay, hold on. Before we do that, this is done to us, okay? Because it was complied to. So,
How?
we have to go under oath and everything if we want to talk about it, but it's mute. I mean, it'd be for nothing. Are you just calling us to complain or coming here to complain about something?
Well, I need some questions answered. So number one, how are they complied?
I don't know. It just says complied to me.
Wait,
According to who?
is Tom here and?
Tom, are you here? Tom? Robakowski, are you here?
I am.
Tom, what's up with the 1250 South 45th Street? And is this mute? Because there's no reason to relitigate this, it's mute.
What was the appeal filed for?
It's for 1250 South 45th Street.
At the beginning of the schedule, Tom.
It's up in it where it says mute
And what-
compliance.
I'm just seeing what case was the appeal filed for.
Seven four, Tom, ends in 7-4.
I show that the case was closed by an inspection that took place on June 15th of 2023.
So, couple questions. Number one, when were the violations placed and who placed them? And how were they closed out? So the inspection you're saying is what closed it out? So
Yeah.
who conducted the inspection? And because nothing's been done to the property. So this is not making any sense.
The implication is a re-inspection was done, whatever violations had been filed before were determined to be no longer applicable. So there's no issue for you.
I don't think you're understanding where I'm coming from. So in this situation, you have, it was a duplex townhome. 2 adjacent properties were torn down that damaged the structural integrity of subject property. Subsequently, these violations were put onto the subject property, right? Now we're hearing that these violations are no longer there, even though there's been no work done to the property.
Well,
So this is not adding up.
Okay, hold on, Tom. This isn't for us at this board. The board here it comes to us that was complied with. Okay, all the other stuff I don't know about, and I don't know if L&I what that's between you and the appellant. But
Yeah, Tom, could you provide this gentleman with your name and number?
yeah,
And he can follow up with you and get, for a full explanation.
well,
Mhm.
how is the appellant or who is representing associated with the property?
It's the grandson of the owner.
son and a grandson.
So
Are you raising a standing issue?
I am.
So,
What's the issue?
that you do not own the property, only the owner of the property may represent their own interest.
Understood. Well, she is 95 years old. So she has a little bit of difficulty getting around. And of course, we wouldn't be here had L&I done their job and not allowed this to happen to her property. So you can say whatever you want, but she'll be here momentarily. She can speak for herself. But
Wayne,
in the meantime,
Yeah,
do you mind if we go off the record for just a moment?
yeah, sure, go to the record. Go ahead. Granite Street. Thanks, John, for getting back on. The next violation is 914 Granite Street. is there anyone here from 914 Granite Street? If you are, state your full name. 914 Granite Street.
You're muted,
Who's muted?
the person who's trying to speak.
914 Granite
Hi.
Street, who's here?
Hi, yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay. Are you the only, what's your name?
Tamika Connor.
Nika Connor?
Tamika
Nika?
Connor.
Oh,
Tamika.
okay. Tamika, okay. You're gonna be the only one testifying in this case?
Yes.
Could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Well, it's against my religion to raise my right hand. so
No,
can
this
I-
isn't the God. No, I took God out. I'm just asking you to tell the truth. This isn't about God.
Yeah, I'm
That's
telling
why
you.
that's
I'm
why
telling
I
you.
removed that, okay?
Yes,
I
I'm
removed
telling
that
you.
word God.
Yes, I'm gonna tell the truth.
Okay, that's good. That's good for me. All right. Tom, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Matthew Webster, board counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcicki, and I supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
Okay, this is case number 1 on today's schedule, MI 2024-006916 for 914 Granite Street. Tamika Connor is present in the room.
Okay, Tom
Go on.
Robakowski. Oh,
Yeah.
there you are. Okay. Tom, do you have anything about this case?
So what we have the property at 914 Granite Street was declared unsafe following an inspection that took place in August of 2024 due to the department being called out to the property in response to a emergency at the location relative to a fire. The department declared the property unsafe. For the interest of today's hearing, I'll be sharing my screen and showing
Please.
photographs that were taken at the time of the inspection. They will show the conditions of the property. At the conclusion, I will be asking the board that we grant a variance to allow 60 days to get the permit in the system for the repair of the property. Per the appellant's application or appeal paperwork, they make the assumption that they are working on trying to get that permit, but I'll share my screen now.
Okay, let's see.
Can everybody see my screen?
But the pictures aren't
It's
up yet.
loading.
There we go.
So this is an interior photograph.
Flip them babies around, Tom. We can't, is it, okay,
Yeah.
no, it's good. Okay, we're okay.
So I can zoom it in a little bit if you want.
Yeah, please do. Okay,
So this is the photograph taken of the property. You can see that there's been a hole cut into the roof area of the property. And then there's the exterior of the property at the time. This was August 24th of 2024, and that's a photograph of the posting of the property. You can see the posting was on the front door. Another vantage point, side view, and then the front of the property. And then 2 more photographs. This is a follow-up inspection that took place in October 4th of 2024.
okay.
And that's it. So we would be particularly looking for a permit to be for the repair of the property in 60 days.
Okay, Ms. Connor, could you tell us what you know about the case and what's gonna happen?
No, I really don't know much. My house was impacted by a fire. The fire started next door, impacted my home. I have gotten the roof fixed. The roof is fixed. I don't know last time y'all did an inspection, but the roof is repaired. I'm waiting for the structure engineer to draw plans for the porch.
Okay. And can you get that, can you get a permit within 60 days with your structural engineer?
Yes, because I've been waiting probably, I want to say a month for him like to draw up the plans, because, you know, We had a structure engineer, then we had to get another structure, and the contractors actually found another structure engineer. So we just waiting on him to draw up the plans so they can get started, because he told them they couldn't start until the plans were actually drawn up, because they thought they could start before that, but he said the plans, they had to be drawn up first, so. we're
Ms.
just-
Connor, is that a licensed contractor with the city of Philadelphia?
Yes,
Okay, fine. So 60 days would be all right to get the permit?
yes,
Please,
Okay.
Ms. Connor, please make
Yes.
sure that your engineer does make reference to the damage that was done to the roof. I know you said that it was repaired, but it needs to be detailed because the violation does show that the roof was impacted.
yes. I got a brand new roof, it should be, a brand new roof.
Just
I
make sure,
can't get up there to see, but that's what I was told.
just
that's what
make
they
sure
paid
that
for.
it's detailed so that it can be added to that.
To the violation, yep.
Okay,
Okay, all right, Ms. Connors, good luck. You got 60 days to get a permit and then start work, okay?
thank you.
May we
You're welcome. Thank you.
pull the board on that issue?
What's that?
I think we need to vote on that issue.
Vote on what issue?
Pull the board.
I agree to give the applicant 60 days to have applied for a building permit.
Likewise.
Just for the
Thank you.
record.
Ted, you good with that, Ted?
Yes.
I'm good with it. From
Thank
now
you.
on, I ask the questions and I poll the board, okay? So let's get that straight, all right? So, all right, let's go, move on. Okay, next case. 6230 Larchwood
go?
Avenue.
I can go?
Oh, there you go. Got it.
Thank you,
You're good.
thank you,
You're
have a
good.
good one.
6230 Larchwood. Who's here from
Hi.
6230?
I am here. My name is Kiana Hunter. I'm right here. Thank you.
Okay, Kiana, you're gonna be the only one testifying in this case?
Yeah.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Tom, can you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy
Hello.
Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Matthew
Hi.
Webster, board counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcigel and I supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Deb, could you read that into the records, please?
Okay, this is case number 2 on today's schedule, MI 2025-000975 for 6230 Larchwood Avenue.
Okay, Tom, here, tell me a little bit about the project.
This is going to be a lot like the last matter. I'll share my screen, show you photos,
Please.
and I'd be looking for a permit to be issued for the repair in 60 days.
Okay, let's see the photos. Okay, waiting for there you go. All right, Tom, the pictures are up. Okay.
So these are photographs taken of the property.
That's not my house.
That's not her house.
They're in the packet, but they're on the case file that shows the properties in question. But 5403 fine is added to this packet, but I'll get to it.
Oh, yeah, Tom, we're at
Yep.
6230, pal.
Yep, I got it. Give me a
All right,
second.
good
I'll
deal.
pull it up. Let me stop sharing and let me take a 5-minute recess and I'll grab it.
Sure. Miss Hunter was right on the button, man. She seen that right away.
No.
Be my house.
Give me my,
No, that,
Yeah, good.
yeah.
All right, let's see, Tom.
So now I'll share my screen.
Go ahead. You better have the right house. Mrs. Hunter will be right on top of you, mister.
I'm sure. Is that better, Miss Hunter?
yes, that looks like it.
There, okay. So we have the property was inspected April 11th of 2024. And it is deterioration of the rear bay. This is the rear of the property. This is the front of the property with the posting on the property on April 11th of 2024. And that's the frontage of the property following an inspection in September of 2024, you can see that the posting had been removed.
I didn't do that, by the way.
I'm not saying that you did. All I'm saying is that the posting was removed.
Okay.
And then here's the photo of the property back in November 4th of 2024, showing the rear of the property again. And that's the rear as well. That's the frontage again, following an inspection that took place. This on the right-hand side is February 25th of this year. And this is the back as well. Showing the property again. Now you can see that conditions have changed. It looks like somebody has applied some sort of OSB or oriented strand board on the back of the property. And then you have this area here as well that was illustrated by the inspector. There is no active permit for the repair of the property. We would be looking for a permit to be issued to make the property safe as detailed in the appeal paperwork. But we would be looking for a permit to be issued for the repair of the property within the next 60 days.
Okay, you done, Tom?
I'm done.
Okay, Ms. Hunter, could you please
Yes.
tell us what you're doing to comply with the violation?
Well, I've been having the property worked on. I didn't close it where he saw the board part on the side of the, like they call it the rear bay. It isn't like fully closed up and finished because I wasn't sure about the permit or not. I didn't know if I had to get it. That's why I appealed. I didn't think there was a structural damage. There was like a leak, which we fixed. And then also I had like a problem with like a contractor that came and stole my money, and he put in a permit. So I kind of thought I had one for the longest time. I flew over to Illinois. I came to the office and he told me I had a permit that was pending. And then I found out months later after I flew home that it wasn't complete and something. So I had to find a new guy who did all that work that we see right here and remove the weeds and the stuff from the side. So
the contractor, the one thing, Ms. Hunter, what you should do and be aware of is that if you hire a contractor in the city, you should hire a contractor that's licensed. LNI has a website that tells you what contractors that are licensed that can do that work. There's a lot of fly-by-nights around in this city, and the thing is, they take advantage of people like you, like me, and like everyone else. Okay, and they should be put away. They should be put in jail for the things they do, taking your money. With that being said, that, you know, it's a shame that people don't know, and you shouldn't have to understand all that. But you'd be better off when you look, you make sure you try to take a contractor from the website, their license. And they don't do them shenanigans and rob people of their money.
yeah, he claimed to have one. I think he was like giving me someone else's at the time, but the person I have now is he's good and we're good to go. We just weren't sure about the permit because he was like, you know, there was no structural damage, so we were hoping we didn't have to get the whole permit. Do we have to have like drawings or something? He wasn't sure, and
so one of the
if we needed the drawings, because
yeah, we'll tell you exactly what you need and to get started and all. Tom, she needs engineering drawings?
So one of the, I'm verifying that right now, but one of the violations illustrates the rear wall. It says rear wall fractured and bulged, second floor rear bay deteriorated. So with the rear wall itself being bulged, there would have to be a proviso that an engineer visit the location and provide a report on the means and method on repairing that rear wall. Depending upon how that repair is, then we can address that violation. But there would
even if it.
Go ahead, Ms. Hunter.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was told that it's like a leak. It wasn't like I don't know. Is that the same thing as what you're saying?
No,
it was like a leak that went through the closet in the back room. And so that area that you see in the back where that bulge is and where it looks like it's kind of like a space in between the siding, that's the closet. And that was the thing that was damaged. And so he went in and like fixed the inside of the closet, but he didn't close it up because we wanted to talk to you guys to make sure that we were doing everything correctly.
I know that it may cost a little bit, but you want an engineer to verify that the structural members are safe. And whatever means and methods are to repair that, they would have to detail that on your plan or on your report. Depending
Okay.
on how detailed that report is, then plans may need to be required. But if it's just that that they detail, I don't know because I haven't seen it. But the report would dictate whether or not plans would be required. Excuse me. Members of the board, I'd be willing to go to 90 days.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one thing to add, Ms. Hunter, is that with those plans or the report that would be issued by the engineer, the contractor that you use, they need to comply with all that. That'll be part of what the permit that's issued is based on. And
Okay.
so they'll be obligated to do that work. And if they
Okay.
are licensed with the city and
Mhm.
on that list, you have the assurance that if they don't comply, you're going to be talking to the city, and that's not something that any contractor wants to have happen.
Right.
Okay, so I see that you were talking about 60 days, but when I did talk to the engineer person, they were talking about like $3,500 and $4,500, which I will not be able to come up with in 60 days. Is there any way that we can have like a longer period of time? So I
We can give you
can,
90 days, we can give you 3 months.
Can we
That would be-
caucus?
90 days
No, can we
instead of
caucus
60?
before
Oh,
we make a
sure.
ruling?
Okay, yeah, sure, but we're willing to give you 90 days. Okay, so we're gonna caucus and we're gonna get right back to you. All right. We looked at the situation and what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you 90 days to take care of the violations. We don't see in the violation that you need an engineer's report. So Tom, you wanna discuss that, or if not, 90 days to get the work done?
So if I'm going to ask that the board put down on the proviso or on the variance that an engineering report is not required. That way, permit services will see that that notation and not require that.
Okay, fine. Got that, Aim?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Ms. Hunter, 90 days to get the permit, to get the repairs done, okay? Can't hear you. You're on mute.
I'm saying thank you so much. Okay,
All right, good deal. Get it done, okay?
Yes.
Don't
Wait,
make sure
and
you
one
get a
thing-
licensed contractor, you don't get messed up.
no, I have one now. We just were waiting to make sure we had everything in order. So now we're good to go. Thank you so much.
Ms. Hunter, you
Yes,
just make sure you address what's in the violation first with your permit, and then you
Okay.
can do all the cosmetic stuff later with probably an easy permit, but the make safe permit only has to address the violation stuff.
okay, and that was the rear bulge in the back, and it said something about
And the
rear
rear bay.
bulge in
And
the
the
rear
rear
bay.
bay.
Rear
Yes.
bulge, rear bay. Okay, yeah,
Okay? Good
Okay.
luck.
thank
Alright.
you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Is 5401 to 54 or to 5403 Vine Street here?
Yes, he's in the room. He's in person.
Okay, who is it?
Mr. Lewis, Samuel Lewis.
Samuel? How you doing? Is there anybody else
Down
gonna
now.
be testifying, Samuel?
Yes, I think Mike Frag from Craft Pro.
Okay,
Yes,
Sam, are you gonna be testifying?
Yes,
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, Mike, state your full name and what's your full name, Mike?
Michael Andrew Freed.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, is there anybody else testifying?
No.
Okay, Tom, can you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Matthew Webster, Board Counsel.
Matthew Wojcik, LNI Supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
This is case number 3, MI 2025-000443 for 5401 through 03 Vine Street. Samuel Lewis is present in the room.
Okay, Tom, tell us a little bit about this building.
So what we have is we have the property at 5403 Vine Street was declared unsafe following an emergency call in relation to a fire at the location. There was violations issued for the fire damage that was that occurred at the property. That fire damage was to the roof. There also is a concern of the front wall and also the rear wall as well. So I'll be sharing my screen showing the photos taken at the time of the inspections. And at the conclusion, I would be recommending to the board a permit within 60 days. I'll share my screen now.
Okay, Tommy, say it.
Okay. So this is the property at 5403 Vine.
Okay.
This is the exterior frontage. And then this is a photo of the posting of the property.
Okay.
This is a photograph of the side of the property. This is a photograph of the interior damage to the roof, the ceiling and roof assembly.
Okay.
Another vantage point of some damage to the main roof. And then you can see that an inspection took place after the designation, and you can see that star bolts have been installed in the front of the property. And on the appeal paperwork, I'm concerned in that there was a permit that was in our system, but that permit was never issued. There was a request for additional information, but that permit, again, was subsequently canceled by the department. But you can see that the conditions of the property, and we would, again, petition the board that they rule that a permit would be required in 60 days.
Okay. Mr. Lewis, could you tell us your part of the story?
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's that's the facts. That Mike wants to say something.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this.
could I?
Oh,
So,
Mike.
so we did get engineered drawings. I'm sorry, we did get engineered drawings. We did try to,
Can't hear you, Mike.
We lost you.
all right. So we tried filing for this permit 3 separate times. And every time we tried filing for a permit for an exterior facade stabilization, the permit would be turned down because of the other variables, the other fire damage.
The other violations, you can't get a permit? Is that what you're saying? You're breaking up a little bit, but that's what I hear.
We tried 3 times to get a permit for our piece of the stabilization and of the violation, which was stabilizing the front facade. And we would get turned down every time because of the additional violations. When our perspective is always, we aren't roofers, we're bowing and deflecting wall specialists, and we're here to stabilize the front facade. So we ended up installing the stars because they had to be installed, but we left everything open so that when we filed.
So hold on, you didn't get a permit to install the stars?
We filed for the permit 3 times.
And you couldn't get it, so you went ahead and installed this, put the star bolts in?
So, yeah, so we wouldn't lose the front of his house.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So everything's still open for inspections. We took detailed pictures, but the ceiling's open to see that we went back to the 4th joist. We catted between every joist, but you know, this is a typical, a row of homes is one structure built at one time, whether it's a row of 50 homes or a duplex. Corner houses will last, 25 to 40% less time than interior string houses because there's an exposed load bearing wall. So duplexes are the most vulnerable of all double white brick houses. It was like two corner houses put together. So when the adjacent house was torn down, it was really important that we added lateral stability to this building. And when we couldn't get the permits, we had the engineer drawings, we stabilized 800 houses a year, and we thought that this really had to be done. So we were going to install the stars and then try to appeal to the original permit that we couldn't get.
Okay, Tom, why didn't they get the permit? Why were they turned down?
One permit was expired by permit services and that all the requirements weren't met, and then it didn't pass review. Essentially, and to bring to the board, I only see one permit that was ever applied for on this system. It may be that it was rejected, that it never even made it past the intake stage, but there's only one permit in our system, and that permit was never issued. It was applied for or entered into our system in October of 2023, and then it was expired or canceled in September of 2024. With that said, all the violations would have to be addressed by the Make Safe permit, and they would have to be, and my petition to the board was essentially for a 60-day variance. I'm willing to push to 90 because the star bolts were installed, but it still needs to be repaired in its entirety.
So Tom, if the engineer's report, I mean, the inspection that they'll do, they'll address, I mean, it calls for the entire property. So they would be looking at, other things other than the front facade. When they're there, they would also look at the installation of the star bolts. And since they've been left open, they'll be able to say that those have been satisfactorily addressed. And then that'll all be part of the Make Safe permit that's applied for. Does that sound right?
Yes, but the violations that were issued against the property are as followed, and I'm actually getting to the notice itself. So it is for the engineering services for the entire property, but it has front and rear wall bulged and also fire damage to the roof assembly. So that would have to be detailed on that report, front and rear, not just star bolts to go on the front, but what was going on with the rear wall and also the roof assembly repair.
Right.
So
Mr. Reed, you said that you had an engineering report or drawings in the works. Did they address anything other than the front facade?
No, we're bone and deflecting wall specialists. So all we were trying to do was fix this one problem. And again, I looked at the entire house and I see smoke damage, but any other repairs, I don't see any fire damage or any structural repairs. The pictures that I
Are you a professional engineer? Sir?
Mike, answer.
Michael, are you a professional engineer?
No, I'm not an engineer.
Oh, okay, well, Mr. Lewis needs a professional engineer to, evaluate all these things.
have one
You're
now.
just a piece of the puzzle.
We
Yeah,
had
I had that done
Yeah, we've had it done.
September of 2023, an engineer's report, which recommended star bolts, the roof, and repairing the roof, which I did immediately because I didn't want water to come in. And the back window, the back wall, it's a 3-story house, but it's like, it stair steps down. And the second floor, there's a wooden sheath over the brick. The wooden sheath was burnt and that has been replaced. So there's
So when we were following
other worker couldn't do it because the not having a permit to remove the porch in order to get to the second and third floors. The side was a side porch. In order to get to the second and third floors to do the one, I guess they call soffits or fascia.
So is your intention to have a contractor do the remaining work that needs to be done?
Oh, yes. It's a historic house. It has
So, I mean, your intention is to file for the permit.
You're right.
And are you okay with the 90 days that Tom is?
90 days should be able to do it. It's minor stuff left now.
So hopefully the engineer's report that you have will still be able to be submitted as part of that permit application.
Right.
So can I
Is
just-
that, I mean, Tom, is there a time limit on an engineer's report, you say from 2023?
2023, yes, September 27th. And I applied
Ah.
for permits, but they never went anywhere. I guess maybe that's this one permit that he was talking about expired. But I noticed they had the wrong address for me on the report, so maybe stuff got lost in the works.
I
What-
personally
what-
had experience with L&I making me reissue a report when it was older than 6 months old.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to do another.
You might have to ask that engineer to update their report.
Okay.
So the problem we were having with filing is they were only willing to address everything at once. And we were trying to take care of which was our part, was a structural issue. And that's what we were filing our permit for. But it kept being, well, the first time it was rejected because of the other violations that we weren't there to fix. So the problem Sam's running into is he's hiring professionals to do each individual task, yet the permits aren't being issued that way. The permits are only being issued as one complete job, and that's kind of the wall he's running into.
So you're not hiring a contractor to oversee all the other contractors that do the work?
Yes, I'm willing to do that. I plan to do that.
Because otherwise, every individual will just do what he has to do. And, instead of having whoever's gonna pull the permit, I thought you would, have somebody coordinating at least. You're gonna do that if it's an historic house.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten to that point when I didn't receive the permits. It was like, if they can't do anything because of whatever was going on in the system, why they were holding it up. And then they asked me to do an appeal. I filed for that, and maybe this is what caused this meeting. It's been a year and a half, 2 years.
Sam could
waiting
manage
for
this
hearing.
job, but he can't pull the permits because he's not a licensed contractor. And
Right.
other repairs again, in my opinion, I don't even see.
Mike, hold on a second. You seen in that last, you were in the room for the last lady that got ripped off. Okay, she got ripped off because she did not use a licensed contractor. Okay, we in this city, that's what you do. You have to use licensed contractors with the city of Philadelphia. One, to see that the work's done right. Two, that they don't steal your money. Three, that they pay their taxes. I can go on and on and on. So
Yes,
that's
I
what's
understand.
needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll
Have
get a
insurance.
licensed contractor. Most of the repair, well, the starbolts was the big issue.
Uh-huh.
And other than broken windows, replacing them, and the burnt wood on the back of the house, I replaced that myself. I was restoring the house. I was constantly working and replacing windows and, trying to, I couldn't do much with the exterior because of its historic standing. But the interior, it was pretty much set. There was nothing wrong with the interior except it was old. And now there's, holes in the roof from the fire department and all that. But other than that, it was a perfectly fine house.
So I only have one question. Mr. Lewis, I know that you brought Mr. Reed to attend today's hearings. Mr. Reed, who do you work for again? I'm sorry.
Reed, Craft Pro Masonry.
Who?
Craft Pro Masonry?
We probably filed 50 or 60 permits last year.
So it's Craft, I'm just verifying. It's Craft Pro Masonry Restoration, correct? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is that it?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Reed, F-R-I-E-D. Not Reed.
okay. So in September of 2024, this permit was expired. But there was a letter that was sent by the plans examiner in February 23rd of 2024. There was a letter that was sent to your company addressing what needed to be provided to the department to get this permit issued. That request was never answered. That request was never updated. If it was, you would have a permit and the repairs would be done to this property. My assumption to the board, hold on. My assumption to the board is that that's fine. Give you the required time. The board is there to make the ruling on how much time you have to get this permit. But essentially, you need to get a permit for the repair that needs to be done to this property. If you're only to do the front wall, well, then that's Mr. Lewis is right. If he wants you to only do the front wall, but we're saying that the permit needs to cover all the repairs, which means that you would be a subcontractor and another contractor would have to be brought in for the other portion of the repairs. Period. With that, I'll rest.
Okay,
Let's Sam.
so, okay, with that, that cleared up the part about the permit. The thing is, when you come in here, when you come in to this board, you must tell the truth. Okay? Nobody bashes L&I more than me. But in this case, they do not deserve it. Into this board with stuff is not truthful, and you know what it is. We're not here to play games, we're here to get something done.
Is that directed towards me?
Okay, you got 90 days to get a permit and get the work done.
I've been waiting. I'm ready.
I'm in
Okay.
agreement with 90 days to
Now,
get a permit. approval.
Mike, you got the letter, you know what you need to do to get that permit. And you let it go. Don't let it happen again.
Wayne, it's not Mike that is required to get the permit, it's Mr. Lewis.
We moved,
Something's being sent to him, he's acting the way of a general contractor, okay? You got the information, you could have got that permit. Now bad mouthing the city. They get bad mouthed enough and I do it more than anybody. But let's get the permit, 90 days to get the job done. And that's what we need.
Andy, I'm not bashing anybody. We're just trying to take care of our piece of the pie.
You kept saying I couldn't get the permit, I couldn't get the permit, I couldn't get the permit. They wouldn't give me the permit. They would have gave you the permit if you followed what was sent to you. And you know it and I know it. Don't be playing games with me. I'm not the city.
I don't know what you're
Okay?
talking. We moved from Bensalem to 1322 Washington Ave.
I don't care where you live. You know the information, you knew what you had to have done. Let's get the work done. We ain't here to play games, okay? This is something, it's in violation. You fix all the violations and you will, and have your people do, you will get the permit. You heard Mr. Robakowski, okay?
You give me a
You have a problem with 90 days getting this done, getting the permit.
that letter, please.
Go ahead.
If I would have gotten a letter, I would respond to the letter instead of doing this.
Yes,
Get it in the letter again.
I'll be happy to mail it out.
Okay, let's go.
What's the date on
Make
it?
sure you have his right address and then apply for the permit for all the things that it says. And then we go on, we move on.
Okay.
And 90 days will be good to get it. 90 days from when you receive that letter from Tom, let's get the permit and get things done. How's that?
Okay, I'll do that, but Libra Reese, I got emails where she's went through got pictures from the fire department with this place. She was constantly trying to do this thing, get it served, but nothing happened. So it's not like we were sitting back doing nothing. We were actively trying to get it done. But I'll take the 90 days. I'm ready to move forward to get it all done.
Okay, perfect.
Because it's been too long, the house sitting there, you know.
Okay, good deal. All right, got 90 days to get it done. Tom, send that from when you get that letter. I'll give you 5 days from the letter. You got 95 days. Let's get the job done. Thank you. Amy and Ted, are you okay with this?
Yes.
I'm in agreement with 90 days
Okay.
to apply for. a
Good luck,
permit.
guys.
All right.
Could I verify an address that they're sending that will be sending the
Okay, fine. Okay. All right. 1915 Sartain Street. Is anybody here from 1915?
Okay.
Is
that was
anyone
it.
here from 1915? 1915 Sartain Street? Okay, we'll move to the next one. And we'll come back to Sartain Street. Is there anyone here from 1520 Montrose? I think there is. It should be Sean James. Sean, are you here?
Yes,
Sean, are you the only one going to be testifying today?
yes,
Okay, Sean, can you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
yes,
Tom, can you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Idus, board member.
Matthew Webster, Board Counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, L&I Supervisor.
Okay, Deb, or Nikki, could you read this into the record? 1520 Montrose Street? You're on mute.
Oh, Debbie's back.
Okay, no more pretzels.
Are we reading into the record? Which case?
Yes, 1520 Montrose Street.
Okay,
Okay, Deb?
ready? Case number 5, MI 2024-006215, 1520 Montrose Street. Sean James, he's present in the room.
Okay, Tom, can you give us a little rundown on the building?
All we have is we have the property at 1512 Montrose has been declared.
No, Tom, 1520.
1520 Montrose, sorry. The 1520 Montrose has been declared as unsafe by following an inspection that occurred. The inspection, let me see here, just so I have it. The inspection took place in September of 2024. I'll share my screen, but it has, the conditions are for the front wall. My understanding and per the appellant's paperwork that they are working with PHDC to fund the repairs. And the only question I have for Mr. James is what's the status of that application with PHDC? And while Mr. James answers the question, I'll start sharing my screen.
Tom, I have one question before Mr. James speaks. What's PHDC?
Philadelphia Housing Development Corporation.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, guys.
So I'll share my screen, but in the meantime, if Mr. James could answer the question on what's the status of the application with that agency.
I think I'm still waiting in line. It's probably candidates in front of me. Still waiting to see what's going on.
So on your paperwork, you make reference that you've spoken to Miguel Torres. What have you spoken to him recently?
No, I haven't.
So what you want to do is you want to reach out to him specifically and let him know that you have an unsafe designation on the property. He is fully aware of those designations and will assist you in facilitating the application with his agency. But in the meantime, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
So what we have is we have the property at 1520 Montrose. It was declared unsafe with conditions of the exterior walls. You can see in the photograph that I'll share my screen. You can see that there is a step fracture that is running between the first and second floor. It's very hard to show movement of a front wall in a 2D or in a photograph, but you can plainly see that there is a step fracture that is starting to that took place between the first floor lintel and between the second floor sill lintel that's installed in that wall. There's another photograph taken of the side view, and you can plainly see that section of the property. So like I said, it's very hard to show a bulged wall in a 2D photograph, but it can be seen in that
Tom,
photo.
can you zoom in on those a little bit?
Sure. So there's the step fracture. Unfortunately, it's a little grainy because of zooming in, but it's right in this area that I can notate that the step fracture's here and there's something going on.
Thanks.
If you can see the two homes on the side of me, unfortunately, they all the walls was conjoint when they built those houses, and they gentrified the whole neighborhood. So the house on the left side of me, they broke the connection, and then on the house on the right side of me, they broke the connection. But when my mom owned the house, you know, she works every day. She didn't see what was going on, but they should have braced our home when they broke the connections, and they didn't. So it did cause it to bulge a little, but It's not really nothing that you could see because nobody like my neighbors was asking me like what's going on with the house. They said that the house is unsafe. So, but I'm in the works of trying to get things together now, so to make it be up to L&I standards.
So, Mr. James,
Sean,
Yes.
who took, did someone take the house down on the side of you guys?
Yeah, well, it used to be a 2-story home on the left side of me.
Okay.
And they knocked that down and they built a 3-story home. Then on the other side of me, they knocked down the whole front fascia of that home and they put a new brick. But when they did that, they should have braced. You know how they put the wooden brace? They didn't do that to both sides, so it caused my home to break. I'm like the 3rd generation in the house. We've been there since the 50s. It was my grandmom's home. There was my mom's home. She died in 2017. So then now is my home. I fixed everything. I've done fixed the roof, the chimney. Everything is old. The house is like the turn of the century, like early 1900s. They built it. So I done fixed the chimney, the roof. What else? The pipe, the sewage line had just it was an old cast iron sewer line. So it was sewer gas backed up in that. So it just bust holes in the pipe out of nowhere. The front wall was like my last thing I was saving for last because it wasn't really our fault. So I was saving it for last, but now I'm forced to have to fix it now. So that's what's going on.
Just so you know, it's the front wall that the department issued the violation for.
Okay.
Just like in the last hearings, you heard about star bolts and all that. Be fair warned, a star bolt is a mechanical system and needs to be designed by an engineer. So you would need an engineer to say whether or not a mechanical device is able to hold back that wall, or if that wall needed to be replaced in its entirety. Once you have that, then you can pull the permit and do the work according to that design, that means and method. But
Tom, how much time were you recommending?
I would be willing to push the 90.
90, yes.
90 days, yes.
90 days.
Okay.
Sean, will you be able to get to get a permit? Would you be able to get the engineer to take a look at that front wall?
In that case right now, I have someone on a backup, but I'm trying to see what PDHDC does first. So it's all determining on their availability right now.
How does PDHC work? You have to apply and then they help you out with it? Is that what they do?
Yes.
So it's my understanding with PHDC, you file your application. That's why I said to Mr. James, please reach out to Mr. Torres. He's a member of that organization, and he is fully aware of violations that come from the department. And yes, they do take priority when a property is declared unsafe. So,
okay, Sean, do you know Mr. Torres?
Yes, I've talked to him.
Okay. Let them know you got the violation. Maybe they can speed it up, and you got 90 days to get. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, people say one thing and do other things. So, but it's my property. I know it's my responsibility, but it's kind of a shame of how everything's going down. Like it's like me and probably one other neighbor is the original neighbors on the block. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's the regentrifying and tearing things down. Yeah, they fix one thing and break another. You know what I mean?
That's it. And the house breaks down on by his own self. So you know.
Yeah. And if there's any issues with getting with PHDC, you know, you can always call Tom. Okay, and he would help you out.
Tom's a good guy, man. I've been working on him the whole time. He's been good.
You're the only guy ever said that. I'm only kidding.
Hey man, I give props where props is due, man.
All right, Sean. Good luck, man. All right.
All right. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Talk to you. Bye. Okay. We're gonna take another shot to see if 1915 Sartain Street's here. 1915 Sartain.
Wayne, I just want to put on the record, I'm in agreement with 90 days for the last case.
Okay, Aim, you're in agreement. Ted, are you in agreement with 90 days?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm in agreement with 90 days. Good. Good job. Okay. One more time, 1915 Sartain Street, going once, going twice. Done. Okay. Let's go to the next violation. 4730 Silverwood Street. Is there anyone from 4730 Silverwood Street?
This matter should be marked as no action by the board as it's complied.
It's complied. Okay. All right, do we have to read that into the record?
Yes.
Okay, Deb,
Okay,
could you please read that into the record?
sure. Case number 6 on today's schedule, MI 2025-000951 for 4730 Silverwood Street. Moot complied, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're in agreement. Ted, are you in agreement?
Yes.
Aim?
I'm in agreement.
Okay, and I'm in there. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Let's go back.
This is a refusal.
No, can we go back and just clear up that last, I think we should hear the case for the violation.
And then that way we can be done the violation cases.
Yeah,
Okay, for 1915 Sartain Street?
yes.
Okay, I was gonna leave it to the very end in case the guy or whomever showed up, but okay, we can do it. Let's hear the case. All right. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Matthew Webster, Board Counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcicki, and I supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, before you read it into the record, I wanted to note it on the record that the individuals did not show up here, so we're continuing with the case. Please read that into the record.
Case number 4 on today's schedule, MI 2024-005297 for 1915 South Sartain Street.
Good. Okay, Tom, let us know what's going on. Oh, Tom, please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, let's roll.
So what we have is we have the property at 1915 Sartain Street as being declared unsafe following an inspection by the department and a violation being issued for the conditions of the front wall, specifically the exterior front wall being bulged. The appellant does put on their paperwork that they need time to get make-safe permit. Being that they used the term make-safe permit, they are familiar with the designation and familiar with that that permit requirement. At the conclusion of my packet, I will show the photographs taken of the property at the time of the inspection. I would be looking for a permit to be in the system within 30 days. I'll share my screen now.
Okay, we see it, Tom.
So this is the property at 1915 South Sartain. This is following an inspection in July of 2024. Property was reposted. You can see that there was a posting on the first window on this side, but it is for the front wall of the property. You can see that there is a separation in the window, or at the door. And then there's the two postings following an inspection in August. These are inspections that occurred in September, and then another one following the inspection that occurred in August as well. Another illustration from the other side showing the front wall. Two more photographs. And this is another photograph illustrating the front wall. Another photograph, you can see that some sort of mortar or mastic has been applied to the side, but that doesn't solve the problem. With that said, I'd be petitioning the board for a permit, make safe permit within 30 days.
Okay. Ted, are you good with the make safe permit in 30 days?
Yes.
Aim?
Yes.
And so am I. Tom, what happens if nobody contacts you within 30 days?
the department would seek another line of enforcement even to go as point as filing a court case in the Court of Common Pleas to spur compliance.
Okay. All right, fine. All right, I'm good with it. So, all right, we'll move on. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Enjoy the
Good,
rest.
bud. Okay. All right. 2423 North 10th Street. Okay, is anyone here from 2423 North 10th Street?
That's me. I'm here.
Oh, where you at?
Oh, Daphne Jones.
Oh, hi Daphne, how you doing?
I'm well.
Daphne, are you gonna be the only person, only witness in this case today?
Yes.
Okay, Daphne, could you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes. I do.
Okay, good. You wanna tell us a little bit about your building?
Yes. I was here about 2 weeks ago and you needed me to send a picture. I sent the
Oh,
picture.
yes, yes.
Yes, I sent the picture over.
Yeah,
To me, and I forwarded to the board. Yes.
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I did see that. Did everybody else see that? Aim, Ted, no? Let me see. Bear with me. Bear with me a second. I know I seen it. Deb, do you have that picture?
Yes. Do you need me to send it to your
Yeah,
email?
or just bring it up on the screen, please, if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, is this the case where we were trying to find if there was a number of apartments in the building? And we were looking at the meters? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Jones, were there any dates on the meters? I know you're not there right now.
Yeah. No. Not that I recall or remember. And I'm not there.
When did you purchase the property?
Last year? March? March, May, June, around those. Let me look at my deed.
Right. And these were all in place when you purchased the property, not work that's been done since?
Right.
Yeah, there's 4 of them there?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, this one was used triple triplex, okay. Historic information. Yeah, well, I think we said if we see the 4 meters that we would be okay with by staying consistent what we've always done, that they wouldn't need to sprinkle the building. And the thing is that now she provided it, the 4 meters. Didn't we say she just had to send them in? You didn't even have to come today? I believe, am I right or wrong, Ted or Amy? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm looking at Atlas and there was an electrical permit pulled in June of 28, replacing existing 400 amp service in the rear basement. Ms. Jones, did you pull that or have that permit?
That was for they did some stuff outside. to like increase the outside stuff because we wanted to make sure that there was enough power and stuff.
Were they having issues?
When we bought the property, like it just didn't look, that outside line didn't look okay. I mean, I'm not an electrician, but when we got the electrician there, he said it looks like it's been pretty weathered and stuff. So we just pulled the permit for that. And then there was a permit pulled for like some plumbing outside for like backups.
Mhm.
The plans do have a little thing where it says scope of work. If Amy, I don't know if you can see any of the plans or anything like that.
I cannot. I can only see that an electrical permit was pulled and
Right.
what the
Yeah.
description
Yeah.
given.
The plans say scope of work, 1, upgrade existing electrical service to 400 amps. Service and replace existing meters with it does say replace existing meters plural with new 400 amp meter pack at the original location in basement, house utility space for the existing house loads and apartments plural. So
So all those meters are new.
it says replace existing meters plural, meaning it's replacement of the meters that were there before,
there
as in
before.
plural meters used to be there, and now there's still plural meters there. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Sorry, what was
Is
the
that
date
it's,
of that?
it's not saying if it said like replace like existing meter singular, then that would be concerning. But this says replace existing meters, meaning there are already multiple there.
And nothing was added.
This is upgrade existing 100 amp feeders and electrical panels for existing apartments to 200 amps at the original location. Reconnect the existing apartment loads to the new panel. Yeah.
That's what we asked for, and so now our determination is that, are they been there when you bought the building, those 4 meters?
Yes.
Is that what we're asking now? Aim and Ted?
Well, they looked new and Ms. Jones just said that they only did work on the outside, so I was trying to understand when these meters got put in, but they did get put in with this permit. So they are brand new.
And I'm sorry, what was the date of the permit? I didn't hear that before.
June 28th?
June
June 28th,
28th, 2024.
You wanna caucus, Aim, Ted?
Sure.
Okay, let's caucus. Do we have a question?
Yes.
We have a question. Those meters look new inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
And what does the electrical plan show on that?
Okay. Pull it up again. I could try sharing it on the screen.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
If that'll help.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me know when you can see it.
Who is that?
That's me.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, can you see a screen?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Okay.
All right. So, electrical permits complete.
Okay, so can you see the plans?
We don't see the plans, we see the street
Oh,
thing, and we
sorry.
see, yes.
Now can you see it?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so just 2 sheets, one of all the usual notes, and then just this. There's not a lot actually proposed. Looks like it was just replacing the service and the meters.
Okay, is that what it says? Placed the meters were all replaced? New main and meters module. So there's 4 meters in there, with 3 would be for the apartment, 1 for be the overall house?
Yeah, it says, so I'm not the guy that reviewed these. I'm also not an electrician. I'm not all that familiar with single line diagrams and electrical plans in general. Uh,
Matt, where it says new unit 1, then unit 2, unit 3, would that indicate that 1 is a new unit and 2 and 3 are not?
so this is where I kind of go, I don't know, because I don't know if that means like that meter is just replacing the meter that was there before. I'm not, because like the examiner didn't bring this up in their review. Yeah, it was approved on the first review. I can check some other things here.
Ms. Jones, by any chance, do you have a home inspection report that would have showed the old meters?
No, I don't have a home inspection report. Do I need to get the guy that did this report?
No, not at this time.
No, not at this time. I guess the thing that the board would want to know is just that, like, were they just replacing the 4 meters that were there before, or was it like,
The new one added.
yeah,
Nothing was added. That line outside, they replaced that line outside. Like it's a big gray thing. They replaced that outside. And then
yeah,
on the inside,
right.
nothing was added though.
Yeah, because what it's saying here is that replace existing 100 amp panels with new 200 amp panels. It does say this is like existing cable and this is new cable. And I take it, I'm just doing
Everything
my
was
best here. I take it this just means that this panel was just untouched. And these panels are like, it says like replacements of what were previously 100 amp panels. And then they just didn't touch this panel over here for whatever reason.
right. So they gave the house more power. So we wouldn't have like shortages and stuff.
Yeah. By replacing the service and then replacing the panels that were for the units.
Yeah, that was already there.
Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, our concern is that the meters look new. And if they were existing.
But
that
Wayne,
would be-
they were just replaced a year ago. That's,
Okay,
I mean, the meters themselves are new. They're replacing older existing meters. That's we're being told.
Mhm. Yeah, but I thought that Ms. Jones said that they only did the work on the line coming in.
Yeah, they did the outside work. So
They didn't do anything on the inside.
They fixed, he said he wasn't changing anything. Like he said he wasn't changing anything.
But
So he
this
said-
drawing shows replacing
said-
those 3.
No, he said
Right, Matt?
he said he was going to fix that line outside and make sure that everything would be wired correctly and I would have more power. So then there would be no issues as far as like trips or shortages or like any issues with that. But he said that pretty much nothing would be like new in that sense. Like, it's already there. He's just like making it work better, like making it, so from that line outside, he had to connect it to make it all work. So he said, I mean, he explained it to me in a way that I could understand.
Did you do a home inspection when you bought it?
No.
What the hell is this? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I mean, this drawing, which was filed for the permit, clearly says replace existing, the panels on the inside. And so they didn't come into the house and do
He
any work
did,
in the
he
basement?
did. After he did that line outside, he said he had to go in the basement to like finish do the setup.
Right, well, that's what so I think that
That's what
all
we're
was
talking about.
done, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
I mean.
he had to, because he had to connect the work he did outside, he had to connect it, but he said he's not like changing or making any like drastic changes to my basement. He
No,
said,
we understand. What we're trying to establish that it was the existing meters and panels were changed to new ones, but everything basically swapping out in place.
yes, he had to fix it to make it more powerful.
Well, yeah, but the new service coming in meant that the new panels inside could be, the capacity of each of those was increased. So they didn't bring in more power just to power the house. It did it to ultimately to power the apartments. I mean,
English
I think this
is my
supports what you're
second
saying.
language. So English is my second language. So sometimes like I have a harder time understanding things and like how I understand it and relay it.
Now
I
you
just try my best.
sound very, very clear to
It
us.
is my second language. I'm first generation. So
Matthew,
like,
can you scroll around a little bit in the drawing? Just,
So beyond that, there's not much here beyond the voltage tables and a detail for the grounding and bonding outside. And there's there's basically no need to really have a plan per se beyond that single line diagram because it's just a service replacement and upgrading the house panels.
Yep.
So like there wouldn't really be much here.
yeah, zoom in on the chart. The lower chart.
The lower chart, yeah, sure. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, so everything here just says existing for like everything. I don't know how to read these, I will admit. I'm not an electrical plans examiner. So I can't I can just see what it says here. It just says all the appliances are existing. I can't tell you much more than that.
What else do you think we need, Aim? Okay, would it show you on the electrical, the plans that the examiner looked at? That if anything was changed?
This is the.
That's what we're looking at.
It's only 2 sheets.
Okay.
Like I just showed you everything.
Okay.
There's not much to
Go ahead, Matt.
it needed plans because the service was greater than 200 amps. That's basically the one and only reason why plans were even needed in the first place, and it's commercial because it's not 1 or 2 family.
Okay. We asked for proof that there was a triplex when Ms. Jones bought the building. And so in your opinion, there's nothing nothing's been changed. It was a triplex when she bought it by indication of the 3 meters. That's what we asked for and that's what we've received. We just thought because of the meters they look new inside, that they might have been, you know, we don't know if one was added or not, but what we asked for, you gave it to us, so that's all we can go by. And if I'm out of line, Ted or Amy, let me know. Then we have to make a decision. We got what we asked for, so we got to make the decision if he has to put the sprinklers in or don't have to put the sprinklers in.
I'm in agreement with you, Wayne.
I'm in
Okay.
agreement.
Okay, good deal. Good luck, Ms. Jones.
What does that mean?
That means you're good. You don't have to put a sprinkler system in,
Oh, thank you.
okay?
So
all
what do
right.
I do now? I'm so sorry.
You'll
But I've
get,
never-
go ahead, Matt.
What was that?
Tell her
I've
what
never been through
happens
this.
now. She gets the information from the city that, she's got the variance, well, because of what it used to be, she has the variance because she bought the place under the false pretense that they told her it was three units, and, so normally she would have to sprinkle that because it's changed from what it historically was. And we say, and we're consistent with all the times we've done this, that if they can prove that they bought it under the pretense that it was a triplex, we would grant the variance. So you'll get the information from L&I that says that we grant the variance, that you don't have to put a sprinkler system in.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Next one.
And the last one, I believe.
Yes, the last one, 1800 Arch Street. Is there anyone, can we clear that screen,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
please? No problem.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, is there anyone here from 1800 Arch Street?
Yes. I'm
Is this Victor?
Victor Guarino, yes.
Yes, Victor, you're gonna be testifying?
Yeah, yes, I'll be presenting, and then I have a couple colleagues in the office, Jillian and Kathy.
All
Also
right,
are-
well, first of all, we'll start with you. Could you, I gotta swear you in. Could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay, can your colleagues step up one by one, give me their names and I'll swear them in?
Hi there, this is Jillian Berry speaking.
Okay, Jillian, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
And then next person that's gonna be doing that?
Catherine Babcock.
Okay, Catherine, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Agus, board member.
John Matthew Dines, Webster.
Fire code.
Sorry about that, John.
That's all
That's Matthew Webster, board counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, L&I supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
Okay, this is case number 8 today. MI 2025-001544 for 1800 Arch Street, number hotel. I'm not sure what that means, but.
Okay. Whoever's gonna present the case, go ahead.
okay, there is some graphics I sent yesterday. Can I pull that up, or could you pull it up, or how does that?
Why don't you pull it
go
up and we'll go from there.
Okay,
Okay.
let me figure out how to share. Let's see
Should be at the
here.
bottom of your screen.
Okay,
Okay, we're waiting for the pictures to come. There we go.
okay. So, this is a fit out to a 45th floor at the Comcast Technology Center. It is a existing building. It was built in 2000. Well, it was using the 2008 IBC 1A construction, fully sprinklered. On this floor, this is sort of the shoulder of the building where it tapers going up. They're proposing to put in 2 rooms on the south side. And our specific case relates to a room that's on the eastern side, the right on your page, 2 doors out onto this roof terrace that would be able to be occupied by guests of the room. There are currently existing 2 sort of sliding doors panels that we would like to reuse and use that for access onto the roof. the issue is that when this roof is being occupied, you need to egress through these doors back into the building and then to the stair. The reason that this issue is flagged is one that you can't have sliding doors as a means of egress, and also that there is concern about the visibility or the obviousness of the door. So what we're proposing is that hardware is added to the door. So this is one that's on the western side of the room. This is the existing panel. If this slides, we're adding additional hardware to make it sort of a more obvious sliding door, and a pedestal that would be able to, somebody out here would be able to radio to the building security to unlock it or notify them that the door is closed and they need to unlock it to get in. So this is an existing door, and then the other one is an existing sliding panel that is sort of motorized and opens, and these features will be explained by the hotel staff to guests of this room. You know, it's something that's even though it's occupied, it's not anybody off the street doing it. It's restricted space to the hotel, the guest of this specific room, and their guests. So it's not it's an area that the hotel will be monitoring to make sure that, you know, it's opened and closed appropriately. I think that sort of sums it up.
Do you mind if I add something, Victor?
Sure, yes. Jillian's more familiar with the little technical minutiae of what's going on. She's not in the weeds.
Yeah, so this floor was originally designed as a residence R3. And even in R2, sliding doors are acceptable as means of egress. However, with the transient nature of R1 tenant, sliding doors, as Victor has said, is not allowable by code. But because the guests of these units are, it's an extended stay hotel room, they will be more familiar with this space, as they'll be, this is a high-end luxury suite, the penthouse suite. As Victor said, they'll be guided into, taught how to open and close these doors. The bollards that we're showing in these images will be card reader access, as well as intercoms back to building security as well.
So will these, when somebody's outside, will they default to locking and you would need the card reader to get in, or would you only need that in an emergency?
So the preference of the Four Seasons Hotel is that the doors automatically lock and you would use your card to get back in. In the case of an emergency, an electric strike would be activated and the doors would default to open.
Fail safe. It's a it's sort of a security safety measure. The hotel wants that, you know, even though we're high up here, and they want their guests to have the peace of mind of being able to lock the doors.
How about if they're outside on the grassy part and they forget their key? And
So-
they get, if the door closes and locks or something, how would they get back in?
So that's why there's the intercom system to contact the building security and the hotel security that could then use a release, you know, a remote
Remotely unlock the doors.
remote activation.
Okay, does that go down to some type of a desk that's covered 24 hours a day or something?
Yes. Building security is at a desk 24 hours a day.
There's also a reception at the hotel that's there.
This is Lieutenant Dimes Fire Code. Did you say there's 2 units on that roof?
There is.
There's 2
Okay,
units,
so-
but this would
Yeah.
only affect the one.
This is only applicable to one. The other one on the eastern side, western side, has swing doors.
Okay, but so I guess the guest in the other unit, you want that to automatically lock when they go outside, so potentially the guest of the other unit could not enter their unit? Is that why it's like that?
So there is a separation between the two units, roof terraces. you cannot egress through an adjacent unit. So, yeah. So,
The
the fact there is,
concern is, however, that there could be window washers, gardeners, landscapers, or just
correct.
bad actors in general who could make their way up there.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. It's like, why does it gotta be locked that way at all? Why does it automatically lock when you go outside? But because it's on the 40-something floor?
45th.
And the only way really to get to that part, to get into that door would be how? In other
So-
words, if the guests can't get in the other unit because of the separation, you're talking about, like she just said, window wipers and
Yeah.
other ways
There-
to do it. Okay.
There is one access sort of through a back of house space that is, also electronically controlled so that maintenance personnel, if needed, can access the roof. But, it would be if somebody sort of just off the street happens to find their way into this area, they cannot get onto, they cannot get through these doors. They're electronically controlled.
Okay, I guess my last question is, and I'm sorry if I'm not totally
Mhm.
understanding this, what's wrong with just having a normal locking arrangement where if they're in their unit, they can lock it. If they're out on the roof, it doesn't automatically lock, which kind of, it doesn't negate the path of egress, but it could slow it down.
So
yeah.
the reason is because if you had a physical manual lock, then there's not a way to unlock it in case of an emergency. We want an electronic lock so that if there was the alarms go off and there is an emergency, power goes out, then these locks unlock and people can get from the terrace, if they were on there, into the building.
And
If it
I'm
was-
sorry I'm being thick here, but if it's my unit and I
Yep.
went out onto the terrace, the
Yep.
door is now unlocked.
Yep.
It's open, so I can just walk back on there because it doesn't automatically unlock. And if I'm
Yep.
inside the unit, then I can lock it. So I'm just wondering, I'm still not really getting the automatic lock thing when I walk out and the door automatically locks behind me.
Because this is a unit that is encompassing with the terrace included over 5,000 square feet, it's likely that this space will be utilized for small parties and multiple guests at the same time. What we're trying to avoid is someone thinking that everyone is off of the terrace, locking the doors and not realizing that they've locked someone out there. And then that individual has no way of getting back in. It's also a Four Seasons standard across all of their properties to have this feature. And so it was a request by the client.
Gotcha. All right.
What is the physical barrier between the two green roofs? I don't see it. As it doesn't look like it's built yet.
No, Joanne, can you advise on that? I don't know the exact thing. There's the sort of a wall or a fence that sort of separates people. I think I don't know if
Yeah, I
there's
can take
storage or
over.
whatever. Yeah.
So originally, this entire floor was meant to be one person's residence, and so there was no need to split the terrace into two different spaces. Now that each of these terrace spaces are belonging to a different unit, we proposed, it is kind of like a fence, but with movable partitions in the middle, so that if someone were to rent both units, they could open it up and share the terrace, or if a party was happening, they could open it up and share both spaces. But under normal conditions, it would be closed. And so it's a little bit difficult to see, but if you could just zoom in a little bit, Victor, into that middle area, you can kind of see where the posts are. And I believe that red line might be obscuring the movable partition part of that.
How high is it?
14 feet, I believe. It's the height of the existing trellis. So if you could go back a few pages to the overall satellite view, the height of the trellis essentially matches that edge piece of the trellis there. Or the height of the movable partition, excuse me.
Good. Any other questions? Matthew, you have anything on that?
No, I don't.
All right,
How
Ted,
large is
Amy, you
the
wanna
sliding,
caucus?
how large is the sliding glass door? Like how wide is the one door that you'd have to move?
Panel.
It's 10 feet. It's motorized.
Okay.
Power system.
And you said if power were shut off, that would go on emergency?
Automatically open?
I'd go on the emergency power, yeah.
Okay.
You wanna caucus, Ted and Amy, or do we have?
I just
we have a-
like John Dimes to chime in a little bit more if he doesn't mind.
Yeah, no, I mean,
His thoughts.
yeah, to me, it's not exactly to code, but you'd have to think of a crazy scenario where it would really affect any type of life hazard. My inclination is to give the variance, especially, and same thing like in stairways and when people come down stairways and you gotta cross floors. I mean, it's not exactly a perfect analogy, but when those fire doors are locked, because let's say there's an attorney floor where lawyers, so, but you either got to have a constantly attendant location or a way to communicate that. So, you know, since they have that constantly attendant location, my concern isn't the sliding glass door and the education of the people that are going to be going in there, how to use that. It's the very rare and unlikely scenario that something's happening on the roof and that there's no way to exit that path. And the guy who's supposed to be at the constantly attendant locations on a bathroom break and something's going on the roof and there's a delay of getting out. I don't like egress paths with locked doors. That would be my concern. As far as firefighter operations, it's not going to affect us at all, but that would be my only concern.
If it puts your mind at ease, I've seen, and unfortunately I can't share photos, but I've seen the security room of this building myself, and it always has 2 people at minimum staff there.
Okay.
And also the front desk always has someone staffed, so if someone were to walk away, they would have to have someone cover their shift or cover their space.
Okay, thank you.
And again,
Okay.
that's the electric lock is so that it's fail safe, so that if something does happen, power goes out or then the doors become unlocked.
Okay. Ted and Amy, let's caucus. You can have, after our discussion, you feel comfortable that we'll grant the variance.
Thank you
Okay,
so
guys?
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okey-dokey.
Excuse me, can I ask a follow-up question?
You certainly can.
How long does it typically take to get a written notice of the decision of the board?
About 2 years. No. Matthew, tell them what they got.
What?
How
What
long
was
does it
it?
take to get a written notice?
I think after the waiting period is what, like 2 weeks?
It's about
Right,
2
Deb?
weeks.
Okay,
After
so
I
14 days.
process the decision and send it to the commissioner, so
Oh, yeah, right,
Um,
yeah, so.
I have to upload everything and all documents and then send it to him. So sometimes it could take a week, sometimes it could take.
Okay, 2 weeks. 2
All right,
weeks.
so our
About 2
issue is that
weeks,
we
and you
have,
can,
2 weeks.
we have interior inspections that have been put on hold because of this outstanding permit.
Okay.
It's an area that has nothing to do with the portion we just mentioned, but the inspector was not interested in reviewing because of this outstanding. And I feel like waiting 2 weeks is going to make a big impact on our schedule. Is it possible to get written notice that he can continue right away?
I can't answer that. We'd have to find out from L&I, but I wouldn't see there be a problem if they could rush it over there. I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Just whenever I get the decision notice, really.
All right, well, we'll keep our eye out for it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll try to we'll ask them to put a rush on it, but I don't know if that means anything else saying it, you know?
Sure.
Okay, all right, no problem. Okay. couldn't they just say, all right, they got the variance, send an inspector over to start doing his inspections because they got the variance for that to get things moving. You know, that's a big problem with permits around. It takes so long to get anything done. So, but that's my opinion and that's what it's worth. All right.
Yeah, I don't think we should, yeah, I don't think we should be giving people the sense that they can ask and receive